Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I am swatching The Golden Path by Bee's Knees Lacquer. While we're here, I just want to draw your attention to any hints of pink you might see in this polish because it will come back up later. This polish has an overall golden feel with a green and a pink shift, but it is a little more complex than that. When I begin the first coat, I do want to draw your eye to the stem of the polish brush. That color is accurate. Think like a pale champagne apricot. Now, there is also some pink color to the shimmer, but I do think that slight pinkishness is also in the base color. Most of the gold color comes from the large particle shimmer. Because the apricot base has some amount of yellow in it, those two things work together to create an overall impression of a dark gold, but I do think there's some pink in there. I did not originally buy this polish when it was released because I thought it would look too mustardy for me. So, in the spirit of, it's cute, but not for me, I just moved on. But when I placed my order in August, I couldn't find one I expected to see. More on this in a second. To fill the empty space, I decided to take a chance on this polish. I can't believe I passed this up twice and only bought it because I needed a last minute replacement. Why did I suddenly choose it? I have no idea. I entered a panicky state and have zero remembrance of any thought process in the moment. Despite all of that, the golden path didn't deserve any of my reluctance. Does it look good on me? No. Am I going to wear it anyway? Yep. I do think it plays with the pink and gold tones in my own skin and looks surprisingly neutral on me. Now, it turned out the polish I did want was on the site. Somehow, I just didn't see it. I did go back and grab it when I realized my mistake, but in the meantime, I had purchased the golden path. I don't know why I didn't just use the search function in the first place, but I didn't. It could have saved me the confusion. That's what I usually do, but apparently I just never thought of it that day. I do like the look of this polish better in two than one. You could wear it in one. It is even, it applies well. I just wanted more of that shimmer pigment I felt, and when I've gotten to two, I also get tons more hollow. One thing I love about this polish is the sheer base. It is sheer enough to really let the hollow show. Some of my cousins are too dark or too crelly to allow the hollow to look like a glass rainbow has been shattered on a tile floor. I want the hollow to basically blind me. And I think the promise of these hollow shreds has been realized here. If you consider Elden Beast, which I do like, it had hollow, but it felt like an afterthought in that one. Here, it's a star. Even though I did like the polish in two coats, I do go in for a third. It's the first time wearing it. I just wanted to see what would happen. It didn't put on so much shimmer that it eclipsed the hollow, but it did give me both more hollow and more shimmer. I'm not sure I noticed any difference in the base coat. I think we had sort of already reached our peak saturation at 2, so I don't think you can expect anything from that. This polish looks like the dress that Doris Day wears in Do Not Disturb. It even has that sequin look because of the large particle shimmer. She's wearing a full-length dress, and I always wonder, is it heavy? But also, is it itchy? This polish is what mustard would look like if it could feel bashful. It also resembles those glass animals my grandmothers used to love, the figurines, not the band. And we have made it out into the sun. You can see some of that pink in the base color when I lift my fingers. There is an absolute tanker worth of hollow and golden shimmer. There are some green particles in there as well. You'll see them better in the shade, but you can see the odd speck of green here. I'm going to need to compare this polish to another polish in my collection. That is Watching Me by Bee's Knees. I've come up with more comparisons lately than I am comfortable with. It concerns me that I'm getting very close to duping myself. That other polish is also mustardy, and I think it's going to be pretty close. Someday I'll get to those comparisons. This channel is a thematic mess, and that probably won't change. I just do what seems like the best thing at the time. Don't ever make the mistake of believing I have some sort of overarching plan. There isn't one. I'm like a frightened raccoon backed into a corner of a garage looking for an escape route. Only this is just a low stakes nail polish channel, and I have complete control over what I do. It's like I'm afraid of having too many choices. So I'm really just a raccoon left alone in a tree, but I'm just too scared to go back down. And we have now made it to the shade. As you can see, the gold still is quite prominent. We've lost the hollow because we're not in sunshine. That has been replaced by what I think is a pink shimmer. But now we have the conundrum of that color I'm seeing way up on my cuticle line. Is it a shimmer or is it the base coming through? Because generally with large particle shimmers, they do let more of the base through than a finer particle would. I think it might be shimmer, but you can give me your opinion. I don't feel completely convinced that this is shimmer. There is doubt. And in comparison to the indoor shot, I feel like you're seeing what I was seeing most of the time, where it felt like there were flashes of pink. And inside, I'm not as tempted to say that it's the base color because inside, often the base color is at its least visible. So I'm going to go with shimmer, but barely. And look at that hollow. It even shows up inside. I feel like the green portion of the shimmer looks more uniform indoors. I'll eventually get to comparisons, but I guess I need to decide the format I want that to take. I've thought about putting each polish on two fingers and not showing them being applied. Maybe a side by side on my thumb. That way it's just the polishes in various lighting scenarios. I'll think on it a little more. It might result in a slightly shorter video, but I don't think I want to make something like that an actual YouTube short. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it when anyone watches my videos. Please enjoy a clip of Oliver feeling a tiny bit frightened, but deciding maybe it's not so bad after all.
Hello, Jiffy. It's my safety guaranteed. I know. Oh, what's going on?